seems to me like the Broncos' collective football IQ has gone up in the last few years. Just watching the way they play, but also just listening to these guys, the way they talk. I feel like there's been an uptick of overall seriousness, maturity, and football intelligence that I'm picking up on over these last couple of years. You?
Yeah, no, I think you're all over it. Just high IQ football players, guys that like to compete. You got the right guys in the building. I mean, that's big. That's a big part of trying to change the culture is getting the right guys. And that's what you've seen them do when you're drafting and you're signing guys in free agency. It's not always just bringing in the most talented guys, right? You want football players. You want guys that love football, that love to compete, and that have high football IQs. Guys like Hufanga and Dre Greenlaw. I guarantee you, he's one of those guys also. So yeah, when you start putting those things together, now all of a sudden you look up and you're a 10-win football team.
How much do you have to have? How much IQ do you have to have on your team? You got what? You got about a 53-man roster. Maybe 48, 47 on game day. I mean, what do you need? I mean, how and where does it need to be most, on the offensive or defensive side of the ball?
Well, I think both sides of the football. Because when you defensively, I joked earlier about those guys. They don't really have to think all that much, right? It's kind of like just go attack. But the secondary wise, I mean, you have a lot of adjustments that they have to make depending on what you're doing offensively, right? Where's your strength? You're motioning and shifting over here. So, offenses nowadays do so many different things to try to confuse those guys. You need to have high IQ guys on the defensive side also. So I would say both. I mean, offensively, I would say the running back position, right? I mean, you just kind of go to the 2-hole, the 4-hole, the 6-hole, the 1-hole, the 3-hole, the 5, whatever the case may be. But offensive line, that's a hard position to play. Yeah. You need to be smart and have some kind of football IQ to be able to play that. So I don't know. I think just overall, you just want a lot of guys that are football guys that love to compete, but also to the point of a Hufanga. They're high IQ guys, and they know football, and they can handle the week-to-week adjustments that you have to make.
But it seems so simple, right? Right? We want smart football players. But yet you just tell when you watch a Sunday of football, there are a lot of dumb teams out there. There are a lot of undisciplined teams out there. There are a lot of teams that just don't do smart things. So if you feel like there's more of that right now here – so is this what about Sean Payton, George Payton's strategy as they go about bringing in players? Are they putting more emphasis on IQ than they are, just out and out football talent? Are they because maybe some teams do put more of an emphasis on, all right, maybe this guy still has a lot to learn. Maybe his football instincts aren't where we want them to be. But geez, look at the talent. It just jumps off the screen. I mean, is this a conscious decision?
Well, it's a
the
fine
way that
line.
They've gone out?
It's a fine line, right? Where you got to have talent. You got to have guys that can go out there and play. And I think sometimes, where teams get themselves in trouble is they overlook the other things because the guy looks so talented. And we can fix this, we can help him here, and we can do this to make him, better in a certain area because the guy's just so talented. And then it just doesn't work out for you, right? I mean, you see it all the time. So sometimes it does. But when you can find the perfect mix of, hey, the guy has all the other intangibles, but also he's a good to really good football player. Now you have something, and that's what the Broncos. Then when you put all those guys together, what do they say? The sum is greater than
the individual parts.
Bam! There you go. I wanted to see if you knew that. Good job.
Yes,
you nailed it.
Yes.
So you know what comes to my mind is like the New England Patriots. And who they drafted, and their especially their defensive guys, because Belichick wanted smart guys, high IQ guys, competitors, and those they might not have been the most talented guys, but they fit what he needed and what he wanted.
And they don't make any secret of the fact that when they were rolling there, a lot of times their mentality was, we're not necessarily going out to just flat out win the game. We just want to make sure we don't make the mistakes that are going to lose us the game. And we figure that if we stay away from making those kind of mistakes, that eventually over the course of 60 minutes, the other guy will crack first. The other guy will make a mistake. And I've heard this line used before, and
It's my line.
No,
It's
but
my line.
Well, no, here's the
I know
line.
where
You know what I'm going to say?
Yeah, my coach
that
told
more
me
games are lost in the NFL than won.
Yeah, that's my line. And my coach told me that my rookie year. I don't. Schlereth said it the other day. I said that's mine. You can't do that.
Listen, one thing you're going to have to understand here, okay? You have now become his intellectual property. You say something on this show that he really likes, don't be surprised if during one of his NFC South broadcasts
or podcast,
yes, that he uses it.
Okay,
and you'll be watching TV. You'll be like, "What the heck? That's my line." He steals. He steals. He's a stealer.
He's a stealer.
He's a stealer.
He's a thief.
He's a thief.
No, but my
It's
rookie year,
revisionist
my
history.
wide receiver coach, Milt Jackson, the late great Milt Jackson. That's what he told us, and I had to think about it for a second. Mike took me a second, and I'm like, okay, more games are lost in the NFL rather than won. And then when you take a step back, there's so many teams that do dumb things.
Yes,
they just do dumb things to lose football games. Just don't screw it up, and the majority of the games you'll win because the other team will. And that look, you see it every Sunday. You really do. You see teams just do the dumbest things just to give football games away. And so if you just don't do that, don't screw it up, you're going to win a lot of football games.